Hello. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Actually, I should probably put my headphones in so you can hear me a bit better. How are you doing? It is another roasting hot day. Today we've got, I don't know why I always do this, I never notice, I always like rearrange myself. Today we've got Wendy joining us. So we'll just wait for her to jump on. I wonder if I can add her. No, it doesn't look like it. Let's just wait for her to come on. Someone's watching. Is that her? I can't see. Oh, if it is you, Wendy, the other thing I forgot to tell you is that you have to do it on your phone. Otherwise, I can't add you to the live. So, oh. Where is she? Where is she? She is going to... Wendy is someone that I haven't actually spent that much time with. And so I'm really interested because I'm excited to hear about everything that she's got to say. And I know that she's got lots of examples of things that she can share with us. So it'll be a juicy one. Is anyone else like really tired at the moment as well? I don't know. I feel like it's something in the air. Maybe it's like there's a new moon, isn't there, coming this weekend, I think. So sorry, I'm multitasking. I'm like Facebook, just to make sure I'm covering everything. And I've had a bit of a funny one today. And the last couple of days, really, I've had keep getting messages saying, "Oh, someone's reported your account. They're basically trying to close down my work account on Facebook." And I'm like, "Is this a bot? Is this real?" So I just keep reporting these bots, and they're reporting me. So it's like this to and fro thing. But now I think I finally hit the pinnacle because now I've got a bot that I can't report. Like there's no button for that, so I think maybe it is genuine. So I'm just kind of like trying to balance that as well. So there's 3 people on. Wendy, are you here? Ah, there you are. Send invitation. Okay, cool. Hopefully you can hear me as well because I'm not sure if my headphones are connected and I've got this like weird cold thing going on. Here she is.
Yay! Come on.
Is it my phone?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Do I have to do that thing where I turn you one way and then turn you the other way? Turn the camera around.
Can
Here we go.
you hear me?
Oh, you're there. There we go. Hello. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Fine.
I need to take these out. I was just saying to everybody that you're someone who I haven't really spent any time with or like time chatting or anything, so I'm really interested to hear all about you and your journey. And like I said to you this morning, like you've been popping up everywhere, and we were in the same group for something yesterday, weren't we?
Yeah, that was amazing.
It was amazing. I'm like obsessed with it. But yeah, so tell me how did you get to quantum flame healing? How did you find it? How did you find Emma and Nashua?
Do you know what? I've been doing self-discovery for 13 years.
Wow.
Right. There's a big story behind why, but it's a bit boring. Well, it's not. It's my story. But it's about family turning your back on someone. When my father died, my sisters turned their back on me, and
Nice.
it is what it is. But last year, my mum got seriously ill, and one of my sisters came back, and I said to her after the first meeting, I said, "I owe you a massive big thank you, because if you hadn't turned your back on me, I wouldn't be here sitting talking to you now." And I said, and I forgave her years, and forgiveness is the biggest one of all. Seriously, the biggest thing of all. And when you talk to people about it, they go, "Oh, I can't forgive them." I said, but you're not forgiving them, you're forgiving yourself, because you've let them dictate to how you're feeling.
Yeah, exactly. And so was it 13 years ago that your dad died?
Yeah.
And that's when you started your like journey?
Yeah. Self to who I am and my children. I mean, my eldest son's 26, my youngest is 24, so they're not as young as yours.
Yeah.
Even though
Yes,
sometimes I act it.
Well done.
So I started my journey. I looked at Bob Proctor's.
Oh, I love him.
I looked at Mary Morris's stuff, and I
Mary,
also
is she the person
Brave
that's all about?
Institute.
Say that again.
Brave Institute.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Mary Morrissey is all about manifestation, isn't she?
Yeah, that sort
Like
of
speaking things into existence.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more to do that than that. But it was so good, but it just didn't resonate with me.
Yeah.
And I also looked into Dolores Cannon because she just fascinates me so much. I've read every single book.
I would have loved to have met her before she died.
And I do some correspondence sometimes with her daughter.
Do you?
Yeah, Julia. Yeah.
Wow.
Not a lot, but we do. It's like on YouTube. We sort of like chit chat.
Oh my gosh.
It's fascinating. Is what her mum is. Her book is just like. It's only a small book, but it tells you so much about yourself.
Julia's book or Dolores?
Dolores has got 17 books. Yeah,
Of course she has.
I've read them all.
She used to work for the FBI, didn't she?
She's done a lot of stuff, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's incredible. So does Julia have the same gifts that Dolores has?
Well, she had her mum as a teacher.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a little bit like Brian Proctor, who had a dad called Bob Proctor.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is what I say to my children. You've got a mum who does all this stuff. Seriously, if my mum did what I do, your life would be so different.
Yeah.
But,
and so are you teaching, do you have two boys?
I have two children, two boys.
Yes.
Adult boys now.
Yeah, sorry, men.
Well,
so do you teach them?
The youngest one, I've always done mindset stuff with him. But he had really bad anxiety last year. I mean, he couldn't even leave the house, and I've worked with him, and his whole life has changed.
Wow.
Through quantum flaming, and I also did belief coding.
Wow.
So I'm accredited in both. I've only just become accredited in quantum flame healing, but I personally think quantum flame healing is so much more powerful than belief coding.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that one. And the way that I describe it for people is belief coding is a really good stepping stone to quantum flame healing, because especially if you don't really believe, with the belief coding, it's more scientific, there's more scientific backing, I guess.
Yeah.
So you kind of see, because you're conscious through it and you're watching the decisions, whereas quantum flame healing, you have to kind of take that extra leap of faith. The healing is so powerful and so gentle, whereas the belief coding is not so gentle. You have to go through a bit of pain, I think. Not always. Sometimes it's
with the belief coding, I added a little bit extra for myself, which literally just completely transforms the way I do it.
Yeah.
But quantum flame healing has just totally transformed everything, because you don't need to get people's permission to take them up to the quantum.
Yeah.
So I did it with my mum, with her back.
But you do need the higher self's permission, though.
Yeah. You need the higher. So you go up to the quantum, and you call the higher self in, and you say to them, "Can I work with you?" And I did it with my mum. And
it has to be for the greater good of all as well. You can't be like, "Oh, I'm going to take you up and."
And really make it. Anyway, so I did it on her back, and then a few weeks later, she said, "Oh, my back feels really good." I was like, "Well, I know what that is," but she's like, she believes in it, but she won't have it done herself. Yeah. So that's why I put up and had a chat with her higher self. I said it's for her. And her back's not completely got better, but it's a lot better than what it was.
Yeah. And I think that's something a bit like what we were chatting about yesterday, about like quantum flame healing kind of removes the ego from it, because you're doing the healing for the greater good of all. You're doing it to help people, and you're not doing it for the thank you very much. Like you've done that for your mum, and she's may not know that you've even done it, but she's better, and that's all that matters. It doesn't, not because you want a pat on the back, it's just because you want to help people and heal people.
I also did it on my son, the first ever quantum flame healing session. I made him lay on the bed, and I just did it. And then a couple of hours later, he came in and he went, I feel so different. I said, give it a little while, Josh, and it'll come back. And it just completely changed him. He does need a few more.
Is this from the anxiety?
A bit of everything. I don't know. It's today's generation.
Yeah. I feel
completely today's generation, because they've been so paradigmed and so in everything, and they think whatever they've been told, that's the truth. And it comes from in here. This is where it all comes from.
Yeah.
And I said to him, the first thing you have to do is love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, you can't love anybody else.
That literally just took my breath away when you said that. It's so true, and it's just something that I feel like they're not taught. I feel like they really internalize things.
Yeah.
And it's like when you've got to look, like you need to look up.
Yeah. You need to stop living here.
Yeah.
And start just bringing it into here. He can do meditation and stuff, but it just doesn't do it. But,
yeah.
And I say, Josh, you're 24. I said, you can completely change your life.
Yeah.
I said, but you've got to want to do it. And I said, but I can't make you do it.
Yeah.
I did a quantum flame healing session on our guy, and after the session he said, I don't feel any difference, and we had a chat about it. I said, did you feel this? He said, yeah, that happened. I could feel that, and I could feel this. I said, give it a little while. He put a statement on his Facebook page. He said, I just don't know what's happened to me over this last week. He said, I completely feel so different in myself.
Wow.
And then a couple of minutes later, he texted me. He said, I need another session. So I knew exactly where that session was and exactly what he was talking about, because it was from the session what we had. I said, it might not happen straight away, but it will happen, because you go up, and I explained it, like Emma's explained it, like you've got your body, you've got your soul goes up, and then it stays up there, and then it comes down after a couple of weeks or 2 days or a minute, and it comes back to you. And after about a week, he's like, I can't believe how different I feel.
Amazing.
And it's just self-talk with people. I'm such a big stickler on people with self-talk. Every time I go into a shop, I always say to the cashier, and hello, how are you today? And they're like,
yeah.
And it's just been nice
care about how I am.
Yeah. You go, hello, how are you today? And they're like, oh, just being nice. And when I leave, I go, just remember one thing. What's that? Stay beautiful, because you're worth every breath that you take. And I just leave the shop. And
that's so good.
Having that chat with that lady or that man or whoever you meet, you could just save their life that day.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
By being nice. And it's just like, people just got to start loving who they are.
It's so true, and I even notice it with my 6-year-old. She finds it so hard to accept a compliment. Like she really defers, and she can't accept it. And she can say like, so and so is the best, so and so is the best, so and so is the best, and she can't say I'm the best. And it's like I'm really working so hard with her, because I don't know what it is.
You should do mirror work with her.
Ooh.
You and your daughter stand in front of the mirror every day and tell her this is going to be our little routine.
Yeah.
I said it to my niece with her 2 daughters, and look in the mirror and just say to yourself, I love who you are. I love Linda, right? And just say it. And say to your daughter, now you say it. If you can't say I love you, just say I like you today, and do it as a thing what you do together.
Yeah.
Because if she sees you doing it, then she will do it.
True, because I've done similar with her, and she changes the words. So her name's Dottie, and I'd say, I love Linda. You say it, and she'd be like, I love Linda, or I love Mummy. And I'm like, no, say I love Dottie, and she just can't do it. It's like,
just say, Dottie, I love you today, or Dottie, I like you today.
Yeah.
Just get it small. And I say, if she can't do it that way, just say to her, Dottie, and high five herself. Do Mel Robbins and high five
Yeah,
herself.
I love that. I love the Mel Robbins thing. So cool.
You know what I mean?
So you started with like 13 years ago, you found Bob Proctor, then you found Mary Morrissey, then you found Dolores Cannon. And then what was your like transition through there? So did they help you through a tough time all those years ago?
Well, when my sisters turned their back on me, which is, it is what it is. I've got no thingy. I was going for a divorce at the same time.
So did you feel totally...
And my youngest son was 8, and at that time he hated me. And I had to say to him, "What's your problem?" He said, "I hate you." And I said, "Why is that?" He said, "Because you made Daddy leave." So I said, "So what was the house like with him in it?" He said, "It was really angry and it was really argumentative." I said, "What's it like now?" He said, "It's quite relaxed." I said, "You do the maths then." Got him to breaking point and he was okay with it. But we've worked on it.
Yeah.
And
then.
But you've got to love yourself. When I started a job when I was 5 years ago, and one of the girls said to me 5 years ago, "You really love yourself, don't you?" And I said, "It's not the fact that I love myself." I said, "But if you don't love yourself the way that you need to love yourself, then nobody else can love you the way you want them to." And she went, "Never thought of it like that." So you've got to put yourself first. And having a quantum flame healing session doesn't change who you are. It brings you to who you really should be in such a way where you're just a better person. You just find your love for who you are. And once you find that love, you just want to spread it to everybody.
I feel that. And I also feel like it kind of gives you like a sense of, I don't mean confidence, but self-assurance in who you are, like being comfortable with who you are. I'm a totally different person to who I was last year. There's absolutely no way I'd be on here doing lives or anything like I would not do anything. I couldn't even, when Orshi and I went on our first live, it may have been a year ago, that was together, she was like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "I'm really scared, I don't want to do it." And I'd be like hiding from the camera, and now here I am on my own talking to people every week, like, and that's solely quantum flame healing. That's it.
I think also with me, I've got no problems with putting myself forward, because
that's good.
When I don't like saying I, because I am not an I, because we have a body and we have a soul. So I've been trying to teach myself to say that we. And you know what? When you say we, because you are we, because you're a body and a soul, it's like you're getting into your car. When you get into your car, you become that car because you drive it. And when you get out, it becomes a car on its own, and then you leave, and because you just go off. But if you start saying we, it makes you think differently. And how many times in the day that you say I, and you start listening to yourself and listening to what you say about yourself, because every conversation you have, like this conversation me and you are having, I talk to you like I'm talking to myself, because whatever we say together is what I'm saying to myself, and it goes back out to the universe. So if you're standing there with a conversation with friends and they're slagging everybody off, and you're joining in that conversation, that's what you're saying about yourself. So I've been teaching that. But you've got to find who you are, and quantum flame healing will just bring you into alignment with who you really are.
And that's so interesting, because I was a bit confused when I messaged you to ask if you wanted to come on, and you said we can be available, and I was thinking, who's we?
But
it's you,
and it's who you are, because you're not an I. That's the thing, because we've been programmed to say I, and we're not an I, we're a we. And because we're a we, and I'm saying we, that means we as a whole collective. It's just like
amazing. And so, sorry, I keep bringing you back to the story because I'm really interested in it. So you found Bob Proctor and Dolores, and then you were going through your divorce, and you resolved the things with your son for a harmonious home, and then you had a really good sense of loving yourself. And then what happened with the journey to come to find quantum flame healing?
So last year, I took a year off work. I only do 2 days a week, or we only do 2 days a week.
Yeah.
Because I went back to work to have proof of income. My mum got seriously ill, and I thought she fell over one day, and she had no pulse, no nothing, and she was grey. I thought she was dead. And so I went into work then that afternoon. I said, I'm leaving next week, and I left. And I just took the time off to go because my mum lives with me.
Right.
And we all share a house. And I came across belief coding, but I also came across Najra and Emma. But I took belief coding. I don't know why I took it. I think it's because I see it more. But I did accreditation. I started last year at the end of July, literally.
Yeah.
And by the end of October, I'd credited.
Wow, that's quick.
And then it came to, I don't know, quantum flame healing for me has resonated with me so much.
Yeah.
Because it just like you said earlier, it's just so gentle. And the girls and everybody I've met or we've met in this thing, or everybody's on the same journey.
Yeah.
I mean, not everybody's going to resonate with you, but when you get to speak to that person, you think, oh my God, yeah. And when they did an in-persons, didn't they, a couple of months ago?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
did you go to that?
I went to that.
Yeah.
Had no car, no nothing. And I turned around and said, God, I'm going to the in-persons, get me a vehicle. Just left it. And my son's got a car, and he said, I'm busy that day, you can't use my car. And I started speaking to another friend of mine. She said, why don't you ask my sister? I phoned Maria, and she said, yeah, use my car.
Wow.
And that was been like a few days.
Wow.
When you ask, you are given. If you know what I mean. Shall be given.
And that's what Dolores Cannon says, isn't it? She says all you have to do is ask.
Yeah. Her books are they just open your mind. I'm starting them all again.
Really?
Yeah.
I could get involved in that. And she believes in the quantum as well, doesn't she? Does she believe in like multiple lives happening at the same time? I can't remember how you describe it.
Yeah, your lives all working together all at the same time. Yeah. And that's really fascinating.
Yeah.
Have you gone back in your past lives?
No.
My earliest memory because obviously we can go back to our past lives if we do thingy. My earliest part of when I went back was at the beginning of creation.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What? What can you?
And that was
from that?
That was just so weird because it was just like, because it was quite a while ago, but I do write it all down, and it was just like we wasn't a body, it was all like, because you're all energy, everybody's energy. It's just a big light, and it's just like saying that we're going to make a creation, and it's just like explosion, which they say it was, and you could sort of feel it explode. And then you go back and heal that part of, because with the journey what we took, it felt like it's still got a little bit with it now that I don't feel like I'm worthy enough to do it. That was what I had back then, and I think it's gone through time, and every time we go back it heals a little bit more.
Yeah.
And it was just weird.
Yeah.
Went back to the beginning of the creation with a big bang. It was a big light, and right, you've got to go and help them, and you've got to go, we're going to go over there and do that part, and you're going to do that universe, and you're going to go and do that universe, and you're going to go and do that universe. And it is such mind-blowing stuff when you literally say to yourself, and also when you turn around and say to yourself, be the surrender, so you're being a surrender of the life that you want.
Yeah.
And I've said that quite a few times. We are now the surrender of purpose that I'm on this planet for.
And it's so interesting that in the beginning of creation your thing was associated with self-worth, and in this life you're telling people about self-talk, talking like they love themselves, loving yourself, like
Yeah.
it's all kind of connected.
How strange is that?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. But the more past lives you go back, the more amazing you find it. And the more...
And how have you done that? Have you done that through, or like, how did you do that to go to your past lives?
Well, I did that with the belief coding at the beginning,
Yeah.
but now I did a session this morning because doing the quantum computer.
Ah, so you can do that with a quantum computer, can you?
Well, today, what did I go back? I went back to, it was, one of my trapped emotions is emotional pain. And that comes back from 4 generations. So it's my mum, her mum, my great-grandmother, and her mother. So it's 5 great-grandmothers.
And on
So it's gone
the
to that.
female side as well.
Yeah, so it's gone back to that. That's what with me today. And I've
Wow.
left that part, and then tomorrow I've got to do another voice call, and then that will go, and then I should get some more information back. But the quantum computer is just like...
And so with a quantum computer, you can see that your, what was it, emotional pain that's trapped, and or is the thing that you need to work on.
Got
And
4 levels to it.
So it knows that it can go back 4 generations.
They say all our trapped emotions or go back to 7.
Wow.
So if you times that by 7, and each of them, and so you go back 7 generations, and then they go back 7 generations, and they go back. They reckon you've got 35,000 trapped emotions for us in this lifetime. Some of them are little, and some of them are big.
You've got a lot of work to do.
Yeah. And I say to people, you could do quantum flame healing for the rest of your life and still not get to the root of every single trapped emotion in your body.
Yeah, but then if you do that, if you do go through the 35,000 trapped emotions, then I guess the last thing is enlightenment. So then you'd be going into the sky anyway.
Yeah. Because the furthest you can go back, the further you can go back. So if you go back, say, I went back as an alien on a spaceship, which I've been to the same one about 4 times.
Yeah.
And if you heal them, the ones that have come after that have already got to be healed, because you've already healed the one way back when.
Exactly. And that's one of the things that I like teaching to my clients, is that you heal yourself for your children. So heal yourself, heal your children. I've got truth bumps saying that, because it's just so powerful, especially I think with the children that are coming through now. They're all so sensitive and so I won't say attuned, but I mean like in touch, I guess, of the atmosphere, and they're absorbing everything so much. So I feel like they're the ones that we need to heal ourselves for these guys, because they're in my opinion, they're the ones that are going to change the world
in the future.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not right now when they're like playing with mud.
Go out. The other week, my niece, her daughter went to a prom, so she's got a 16-year-old and she's got a 3-year-old.
Oh.
And he was like, I want to go out, I want to go out. And I said, come out. So I took my shoes and socks off, because I've just dug all my garden, so it's completely full of mud. Took my shoes and socks off and went on the mud.
Wow.
And he looked at me and went, take your shoes and socks off. And his mum came out. She said, what are you doing? I said, we're digging the mud over. She said, but you've got no shoes on. I said, it's only mud, and he's going to get grounding from it.
Yeah.
And I said to her, this is what you should be doing with him. Yeah. Take him to the park, take your shoes and socks off. Yeah. And we were out there for an hour. We was both so full of mud, but it was good.
Yeah, exactly. They need to be in touch with nature, especially when we're like, screens are coming in more and more, like AI computers, all of that kind of stuff. It's really important for us to be in touch with nature more, like being around the trees, being in the earth. And the earth does, it's like scientifically proven, isn't it, that the earth powers us.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it in another way, we are the earth.
Ooh. Go on.
Because we are energy, and we are microbes, and we are everything. So if you think about it, when you think about the earth and you stand on the march, you're standing on yourself, because that's who you are.
This stuff like makes my head hurt.
You know, I mean, I take my dogs for a walk about 5 o'clock, between 4:30 and 5 o'clock every morning, and there's a massive big tree as I go down the road. And I still do it today. When I look at this tree, I can really resonate. I can feel it, and it's like a palm tree, and it's so big. And I don't know why that tree, it just resonates with me. It's just really weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you do just get a connection with certain things, though, don't you? Like it could be a tree, or it could be a number, or it could be a butterfly or a bird or something. Like this is the universe's way of sending you your signs. And I know some people that speak to trees as well, like they get messages through from the trees, because the trees are supposed to hold all of the knowledge, aren't they?
Yeah, and they're massive, aren't they? Also with me, we moved into a new house in February, and there's always 2 crows outside my house in the morning, and now I talk to them. But when I looked it up,
I'm a crow lady too.
Crows are fascinating. They look like little old men, don't they? So and I say to people, when you're out, every single thing you come in contact with is a message there. Because I did a video and put it on our group, didn't I, the other week, about self-love. Even you got a butterfly going past your face, write the butterfly down, do some research. If you're going out in the rain, if that rain, people whine about the rain, and I go, how can you moan? That raindrop has decided to fall onto you today. So it's only water. Let the rain I walk down the street sometimes like this, my arms out. People look at you and I'm like,
crazy lady.
Just bring the love in. And they're like, oh, okay. But and then when you can feel, I don't know about you, my hands are like full of energy all of the time, and I can feel it.
Mine are like really pulsing today.
Do you know what I mean? And sometimes when it's really doing, I can feel it in my throat. Sometimes it makes me so emotional. But you just got to just say, let it go, bring it in. We're with you.
So when you're holding a quantum flame healing session, what do you do? So you get them to lie on your bed. My hands are so full of energy that I'm having to hold my rose quartz.
Because you're the crystal lady, aren't you?
Yeah, crystal lady. That's what I like. Dolores Cannon said that crystals powered the spaceships.
Yeah.
They didn't use
because
any
crystals
fuel.
are a living organism, aren't they?
Yeah, my friend.
People don't realise that. Crystals are amazing. What was the question you just said?
How do you do your sessions? So you said that you got your son to lie down.
At the moment I play a little bit of, I'll tune into them, and then I find some music. I'll just play it in the background for a little while. And I haven't done amazing amount of quantum flame because I only just qualified. So they do work, and they are amazing. Some of them are over Zoom, and I've only done one or two or three with Josh, and I've done altogether. I think I've done about 15.
I mean, that's quite a lot.
I did it with a lady in France.
Wow.
On Zoom. On a Zoom. I said, and also I've done one in Texas.
Wow, international.
Yeah. So I did one in France, and after we did it, she said I felt, because she had something going, I can't remember what it was, but she said I had a hand on my back of my head. And it's my hair.
Amazing.
And then
I love that.
a few days she did me a voice testimony, and she said I can still feel it coming out of my hair.
Wow.
Days later.
And that's making her feel better.
Yeah. Wow. Because light language comes into it. When they're doing the healing, I do the light language.
Wow.
Totally amazing. The lady in France said to me, I got my mum over. And I said, let me do you a 5-minute recording of light language just for you. And I tuned into her, and I did this 5-minute light language, and I sent it to her. And she said, I listen to it every single day, Wendy. And sometimes my husband is listening to it, and she turns to us. If you don't listen to it and he goes to work, he's a completely different bloke.
Wow.
But that 5 minutes was the one what I said, it was calm and happiness. Because
Yeah.
you can ask your light language everything, and you can record it about whatever you want it to be called for, and listen to yourself.
It's
And
incredible.
Can you see the comments with
No, I
Julia?
can't. No, I
Well,
can't see
Julia was the one I did the quantum flame and healing on, and she said, holding my head. Something was holding her head, she said.
Oh, she's the one in France?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh. Wow.
But she does breath work and she's amazing.
Wow.
But it's really good because when you start doing this journey and you've got a friend who you've met and you say, let me do a quantum flame healing session on you, and they go, all right, then let me practice breath work on you.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. It's so perfect. It's so amazing, and they can both help each other.
Yeah.
And then what happened with the person in Texas?
What was her one? Can't remember now because that's a little while ago. But I know what was it? Oh yeah. With Julia's, when I started doing the light language, her internet went down.
How weird.
Yeah. And with the lady in Texas, after we done it, and then I speak to her a couple of weeks later, she said, oh, it makes so much difference because she's done belief code, but she also does Reiki.
Wow. Okay, yeah.
So we
do Reiki as well. Do you do Reiki as well?
No.
So
I was thinking about it.
She probably said the same as what a few people who've done Reiki say, is that for me anyway, quantum flame healing is like Reiki on crack. Like Reiki, you're really like harnessing the energy and sending the energy to where it wants to go. Yeah. And when you are attuned in quantum flame healing or the quantum energy, honestly, it is like so powerful and it's so rapid.
It just takes it to another level.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. With the quantum flame energy, we've got a rescue cat, and he's been in a bit of a. He was never allowed out in his old house, right. But now he goes out and he's come home with a bit of an injury and he's been a bit down. So he sat on my lap yesterday. We was watching the Olympics and I just went up there and I just put my hands on him. And my mum was watching the Olympics with me, but in my head I'm doing light language and doing quantum flame healing on him. And today he's a completely different cat.
Wow.
And he's like,
it works.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing, because when I don't call it a job, I call it a job, right?
Yeah.
And I drive a bus.
Okay.
Right? So this young lady got on the bus with her son, and he was literally throwing a massive, massive tantrum. This is how powerful quantum flame healing is. And I just went, and it was traffic, it was chock-a-block, and we was going like 2 miles an hour. And I was like, what are you doing? Just send him some healing. So I've had my hands because we're stuck in traffic, and I did the compassion sign to him. I was doing that, and I threw it to him. And within 5 seconds, he was sitting on our lap, all chilled out.
Wow. I bet his mum was like, what on earth is going on?
I did that for you. It's okay.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Don't need to pay me. This one's for free.
Yeah.
But it completely changed.
And do you find that also, because I imagine driving a bus is quite a hard job, because quite a lot of people like they're busy, they just want to get on and off, they're a bit like frazzled from the day, so they carry loads of negative energy with them. Do you find that are you protecting yourself from it? Are you able to brush it off at the end of the day?
With myself, so the other week I was driving and I came over and this bloke called me a really, really dodgy word, and one of the passengers turned and said, how come you've not reacted to him? And I said, because he's not worth my energy. And as we came around a one-way system, he undone his window and I shut my window, and he called me everything.
Wow.
And this guy because obviously it was first thing in the morning and I was going to the hospital, and he came down. I said, what are you doing? He said, take a photograph of him. I said, what for? I said, go and sit yourself down. Do not give anybody your energy. Yeah. When we got off and he stopped, and because he's with his wife, who's in a wheelchair, I got him off. He said, why didn't you react to that?
Yeah.
Let me tell you a little story. I said, he could be the nicest guy on this planet. And for that 5 seconds, he's completely told everybody on this bus the horrible side to him.
Yeah.
He wasn't angry with me.
Yeah.
He was angry with a situation for him, because if he was happy, he would not have reacted the way that he did. Because I didn't react to him. That's kept my energy up.
Yeah.
And I said, and if you react to him, you're giving your power and your energy to him. And I said, so don't ever react to anything.
Yeah.
I said,
and also escalating the situation as well.
Yeah. If somebody's angry with you, they're not angry with you. They're angry with something what's going on with them.
Yeah.
And people turn around and say, oh my God, I never thought of it like that. I said, so don't ever give your power away. If somebody's angry, just turn and say, okay.
Yeah.
Let it
and
go.
that just doesn't affect you at all. Like the aggression that he's thrown towards you, that doesn't affect you.
No, not anymore.
No.
It doesn't. Yeah. It would have done about 4 or 5 years ago, but now it don't, because I just look at it, because I look at it in such a way that he's not angry with me.
Yeah.
If he was happy, he wouldn't have reacted the way he did.
Yeah.
So you call it what you want, and if he's talking to me angrily, he's talking about himself.
Yeah.
So if I'm talking to you, if I'm talking to you with loads of love, that's what I'm talking to myself like. If I'm talking to you being angry and being hatred, that's how I'm talking about myself.
Yeah. And I just can't, like, it's amazing that you do that, because I just think there's so many angry people on the roads.
Yeah.
Like, people just are having a bad day and they're taking it out on each other all the time.
Yeah.
Like quite an aggressive place to be.
Yeah. But people get angry when they get me on it. I get in a car with my son and I go, let him out. He go, I'm not letting him out. I go, just let him out, man. Just chill out, let him out.
Yeah.
I said, because you're not going to get no further on than letting him out. If you let him out, 5 minutes down the road, a car could have come along and crash in front of that car where you've let him out. It's going to miss you.
Yeah. And I believe that if you, like, when I'm driving, I believe, like, if you're kind to people, then kindness comes back to you. So, like, he's let this person out, and then someone will let you out at the next. Like,
and it goes on and on and on. It's a ripple effect.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody's just horrible to each other. Then we're just in gridlock everywhere, aren't we? No one's getting anywhere.
Yeah. If people are really angry with me on the traffic, I just go to them. They're like, go home and meditate.
Yeah, they're like, this girl is crazy.
But you know, you just got to do. Yeah, you just got to do things that make you happy.
Yeah, exactly. Like quantum flame healing.
Quantum flame healing is just the best.
So for people that don't, like, really know what it is or what happens in a session, can you explain, like, how would you explain it to someone? How would you tell them what it is?
I would say, if you want to find your true self and become happy with who you are, just get in touch with a quantum flame healer, because there's a lot of us around and we're all brilliant at doing what we do. And just have the one session, see how it goes, because it won't change you, it will change your life.
Yeah.
And you will become the person that you want to become. Yeah. And you just become at ease with yourself.
That's like a Joe Dispenza quote, that's really powerful. You need to write
that. Do you know
down.
what I mean? It's so true though. Do you know, when I had the interview, because I went back to work in January for 2 days a week, and he said, what are you going to do if somebody gets on the bus really angry? And I go to him, no one's going to get on my bus angry. They go, what do you mean? I go, if I turn around and say, like, for instance, up here, I live in Ipswich, so we have a Suffolk show, and 2 days of the year, the whole town's gridlocked.
Right, okay.
And we swapped over drivers. He said, you're going to get stuck in traffic. I said, I'm not getting stuck in traffic. He said, how do you know? I said, because I've just told you I'm not going to get stuck in traffic. I saw him the next day. He said, how was your day? I said, didn't get stuck in traffic. He said, but why was that? I said, because if you turn around and say, you're going to get stuck in traffic, then you're going to get stuck in traffic, because I totally said to you, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It didn't happen.
Amazing.
Isn't it true?
Yeah.
But people don't realise the power of your speech.
Yeah. And it's called spelling because we're casting spells. Like all of the words are spells.
And it's also like when you say hello to somebody, don't say it anymore, because you're saying hello.
Right.
If you say good morning, you're mourning them.
Wow.
Good morning is mourning like somebody's died, and you're not mourning anything. So I've tried to stop saying hello and good morning.
So what
I go higher.
Instead?
Higher.
Grand rising.
Yeah, grand risings, higher, or good day, bonjour.
Yeah, bonjour.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so interesting. And I wonder where it comes from.
Like you said,
is it Latin?
Spelling.
Yeah.
Because we've been
I'm going to research that now. I love a bit of research. That's so interesting.
Yeah. Just realise what you're saying.
Yeah, and I watched something the other day where it said don't say goodbye to people because it's like an ending of something.
Yeah.
Just say like see you later.
You know, I see you next week.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you start looking into it and you start listening to yourself, like I said earlier, I tried to say we instead of I.
Yeah.
When you start doing it, you literally realise how much you say it.
Yeah. It's so interesting. I know Neve, you know Neve from Quantum Healing. She's really into how you speak to yourself and how you speak and how you like manifest words.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to start being really conscious of that now.
You are what you speak.
Yeah.
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 It's so true. It's so true.
You are what you eat.
It's just you are what we're.
There's some crackers on here. I'm going to watch it back and like write down all your little sayings.
It's just so fascinating because it's just, and I say to my oldest son, and he's not so bad now, and I say to him, you have to listen to what you're saying, man, because it's negative. You might not think it's negative, but if you walk past somebody and they're maybe overweight and they're not wearing the proper clothes for who they are, and you turn around and say, can you look at the state of them? But if you feel like you're saying that, turn it around and say, they look really nice today.
Yeah.
If they feel comfortable with what they're wearing.
Yeah.
Why would you give them a negativity thought of your own?
And to be fair, they're probably feeling quite negative about themselves anyway. So why do you want to put more negativity onto them? They need love.
Yeah. And I take my dogs out quite a lot because I've got 2 little dogs. And the only time you can really have a chat with somebody is if you've got a dog.
Yeah. People will stay for ages with you, won't they, if you've got a dog? I'm people that stays for ages.
Yeah. And I was having when I have a chat with people, and then you say, see you later, and I always turn around and say, remember one thing. And they go, what's that? They remember that you're beautiful and you're worth everything that you get today. And they go, but I'm an old girl. That's exactly why you're beautiful, because of the age you are.
Yeah. Oh. I've got to go now because someone's at my door.
That's all right. It's all right. It's not a problem, but it's been absolutely amazing.
Thank you so much. I'm going to watch this back and write down all your little things. Thank you so much. I've really loved it. I'd love to have you on again. So we'll talk.
We could do a podcast for about 3 hours and it's still be chat.
I think we could. Keep that thought.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much for my invite. Bye. Love you all.
Bye. See you later.